win because they hadn't beaten New Fonda since 2017, and then Spencer's a bigger 4A school, so that was a really good way for Bishop Garrigan to gain some momentum against some teams that maybe had given them some trouble in the past.
Well, Garrigan volleyball always likes to build throughout the season. They always like to be playing their best at the end of the season, like all teams, but Garrigan does have a knack of coming into a zone here at the end of the season, playing their best volleyball at the right time. They're doing the same thing this year, and they're getting healthy and they're feeling comfortable, and of course the pageantry of this game is always fun. Extra pageantry tonight, Tyler. Everyone's wearing pink.
Yeah, pink out night.
Tonight, we'd like to welcome our guests, the players, coaches, and fans, the Bears from Bishop Garrigan, and your Elgona Bulldogs. Ladies and gentlemen, supporting sportsmanship is a priority with both schools competing tonight. In cooperation with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we remind all fans to display the same ideals of sportsmanship that we expect from our athletes and coaches. Treat people with respect and refrain from making derogatory comments to athletes, coaches, or officials. Your cooperation is appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's officials: Carl Woolridge, Jason Slater. Let's meet tonight's rosters. For the Bears, number 9, Allison Decker. Number 4, Alyssa Halpin. Number 3, Tammy Bartolo. Number 15, Gracelyn Eastman. Number 5, Haley Reitzel. Number 11, Emma Garman. Number 7, Jenna Peterson. Number 8, Shadow Trainer. Number 2, Kate Berkey. Number 10, Madeline Tigas. Number 12, Rakaya Nielsen. And number 13, Evie Koha. Head coach Dave Schneider, assisted by Cassie Collison and Michaela Creighton. And now for your Elgona Bulldogs, a junior, number 1, Emma Smear. A junior, number 2, Alyssa Engel. A junior, number 7, Charlie Dye. A junior, number 8, Taylor Van Alelu. A junior, number 9, Hayden McLaughlin. A junior, number 11, Gabby Bentiger. A sophomore, number 12, Reagan Jensen. A junior, number 14, Casey Mallory. A sophomore, number 15, McKenna Elsbecker. A freshman, number 16, Kate Lindbaugh. A junior, number 17, Collejo Dunning. A junior, number 18, Reagan Haynes. And senior, number 20, Macy Knapp. The head coach for the Bulldogs, Missy Berkey, assisted by Maddie Elsbecker, Kelly Menning, and Amber Lindbaugh. Would everyone please rise for the singing of our national anthem by the Elgona High School choir students.
Algona High School, a packed crowd tonight for the Crosstown Showdown in high school volleyball. The 15-4 Algona Bulldogs taking on the 11-17 Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears here on Pink Out Night. Of course, if you're watching on the AHS Broadcasting YouTube live stream, you'll see both teams wearing pink uniforms. Bishop Garrigan's a slightly lighter shade of pink with the black numerals on it. Meanwhile, Algona's a little bit of a darker shade of pink. They have the white numerals on their jersey and the white stripes on the side of their sleeves. The Bishop Garrigan team is on the left side and the Algona Bulldog team is on the right side. That is going to be how you differentiate the two pink-wearing teams here tonight. Again, I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. Beanie, your final thoughts here before we get that first serve underway.
We're going to find out right away who's been working on their blocks in practice, because we're going to see some front rows putting up some serious attacks, and I can't wait to see these defensive blocks. It's going to be some exciting bang-bang plays.
So we waited a little bit longer than we anticipated. We thought we were going to get started at 7 o'clock. Going to be a little closer to 8 here by the time we get that first serve underway, as right now it's about 7:45. But hopefully this Crosstown Showdown will be worth the wait. Algona has had the advantage over Bishop Garrigan in the bound era. If you go back to the year 2007, Algona's won all 13 matches against Bishop Garrigan. But Bishop Garrigan last year took Algona to 5 sets. So it is always a very competitive match when these two teams show up on the volleyball hardwood, regardless of who comes out on top. We'll see if that is the case once again here tonight. Again, Algona 15-4 overall. They are second place in the North Central Conference. Bishop Garrigan, they play in the top of Iowa West, where this year they finished in a 5th place tie with North Iowa. They are done playing conference matches for the season. This is Bishop Garrigan's final regular season match. Over to our left are Kai Nielsen for Bishop Garrigan to serve and get things underway. Nielsen puts the ball into the air, serving left to right, and we're underway from Algona High School. It's Van Otterloo setting outside to Limbaugh, hits it across the court, where it's dug by Bartolo on the Garrigan side. Ball flutters towards the net, pinball by Bishop Garrigan, kept alive initially, but it'll stay on the Garrigan side, and the Bulldogs get the first point of the night.
Bartolo, a leader, calls for the huddle, says that was my bad. She just passed it a little too far, a little bit of an overpass, hit the net. The setter couldn't dig it out.
Macy Knapp, the Algona Bulldog libero, the white jersey, line drives the serve over the net. Bartolo goes down to a dive to dig it out. Nielsen, make that Eastman, taps it over the net for Bishop Garrigan. Limbaugh hits the other way, back to the Bishop Garrigan side. Ball is high near the ceiling, popped up in the air by Nielsen. She overpassed it as Dunning pushes it back across to the Garrigan side. Nielsen sets over Eastman. Eastman, big hammer, can't put it down as the Bulldogs tip at the net. Now Limbaugh attacks the other way and hits it off the hands of Eastman for an Algona kill. 2-0 Bulldogs.
First kill by Limbaugh of the evening. She saw that spot in the middle of the floor. Easy attack for Limbaugh. Bears defense will tighten up.
Knapp, another jump serve towards the back row. It sends Bartolo backpedaling. Tried to play it overhanded, but couldn't elevate that ball up in the air. It's an ace for Macy Knapp, and it's a 3-0 Bulldog lead.
Well, Bartolo had an errant mistake there, but Kate Bartolo tried to save her, and she just laid out. Full Superman dive by Kate Berkey.
Long serve. Berkey turns to the side to play it. That one was close to heading out, but Berkey played it to be safe. Eastman pushes it back to the Algona side. Short set in the middle for Dunning, who tries to put the hammer down. Dug in the Garrigan back row, and returned by Bartolo. And Bartolo gets the kill. Ball deflects backwards, and it's a Bishop Garrigan point to make it 3-1.
Bulldogs weren't really sure that that attack went in no man's land between the front and back row. A little miscommunication there by the Bulldogs, or maybe a feeling of who should take that.
Allison Danker, one of the 4 Bishop Garrigan seniors, sends a rocket ball serve over to Knapp. Tapped over on second contact by Charlie Dodds. Here's the set for Peterson on the Garrigan side. Can't put the attack down as the Bulldogs now set up Limbaugh on the left side. And Limbaugh drills it through the block. 4-1 Algona.
Well, the cherry on top by Limbaugh, but that all starts with a good passing there. Knapp, the libero in the back row. 2 good passes in that volley.
Charlie Dawes will serve into the middle of the back row, deflected up into the ceiling by Berkey. That may have saved Bishop Garrigan as Hoagland now pushes it across. Knapp passes to Van Otterloo, short set for Dunning. Dunning almost put it down, but Bartolo had a good dig on the Garrigan side. Peterson free balls it back to Algona. Van Otterloo sets left side for Limbaugh. Limbaugh drills this one for the back row, and it's 5-1 Algona.
Limbaugh showing her ability not just to be a tall person, but her timing is great. She's got some hang time there. She really gets that arm back. Good vision of that back row.
Limbaugh over 250 kills on the season, including tonight, as Nielsen sets it up in the air for Peterson. Peterson's attack is dug with a dive in the back row by Gabby Van Tiger and pushed across by Dodds. Berkey up front to Nielsen on the Garrigan side. An attack by Hoagland, who drills it off the block attempt of Limbaugh. It's 5-2 as Bishop Garrigan trails by 3 right now.
Crafty play by Garrigan. All started with a good pass by Kate Berkey. Rakai Nielsen does the back set behind her to the lefty Hoagland. Sneak attack.
Graceland Eastman serves for Bishop Garrigan. Knapp makes first contact for Algona. Van Otterloo a bump set for Limbaugh. She'll hit it into the back row to Eastman on the Garrigan side. The set is near the net, and it will land on the Bishop Garrigan side for a Bulldog point to make it 6-2.
A little bit of a miscue there. Interesting setup. Eastman and and Limbaugh, I was looking forward to them meeting face-to-face at the net, but Eastman in the back row. Limbaugh now rotates to the back row.
Limbaugh serves a rocket over to Eastman as she'll pop it straight up into the air. Garrigan having a little trouble handling the serve there as Bartolo plays the free ball back across. Vianadolu setting it for Haynes. She'll hit it over to the far side of the court. Touched by Eastman. Now it's Nielsen. Cross-court attack by Bartolo, popped up in the air by Limbaugh, pinballed around, and the Bulldogs get this one across with some nice work there. Now it's Bartolo floating it back across. Bulldogs deflected backwards, and Knapp free balls it to the Garrigan side. Berkey up to Nielsen in the middle for Peterson. Peterson hits it, ball sits on top of the net, goes over to Dunning on the Bulldog side. Now it's Haynes attacking from the left, and Haynes pushed it outside. That'll make it 6-3. It's a Garrigan point.
Both teams just kind of feeling their way into this game. Neither team playing their best volleyball right now. I think they're just getting warmed up.
Some long points still being had so far tonight as Hoagland, serving at 95% efficiency this year, sends this one over. Here's a set for Dunning. Dunning, big hammer, and Garrigan trying to chase the ball down. They won't get it over on the third touch. It's a Bulldog point on the Beljo Dunning attack. 7-3 Algona.
Good hustle by the Bears to try to recover that, but Dunning, too much to handle. She really hit that ball hard to the back row.
Dunning now serves for Algona. A jump serve from the middle. Rockets it over to Eastman in the middle of the Garrigan back row. Berkey gets it up front to Bartolo. Bartolo's attack won't go down as the Bulldogs now set up Hayden McLaughlin. She'll guide that ball across. Nice diving dig by Berkey. Right-handed over by Eastman. Deflects at the top of the net. Bulldogs look for Limbaugh in the back row. Limbaugh with some big-time momentum and another kill. Her fourth for the night, and it's 8-3 Algona.
The Bears are responding, but they're not able to get that pass to their setter. Rakai Nielsen didn't touch it the last couple volleys.
Dunning on the serve, and Dunning sends it into the net. The service error makes it 8-4 as the Bulldogs continue to lead in set one.
You know, your setter's there for a reason. You want to get that setter the ball as much as possible. Let her distribute it. It works well when you do.
Berkey right hands the serve over the net towards Limbaugh in the Bulldog back row. Vianadolu sets for Haynes, who will push it across. Berkey up front to Nielsen. Sets it high in the air for Bartolo, flies in for the attack. Played by Limbaugh in the Bulldog back row and pushed across by McLaughlin. Now Nielsen sets for Garrigan for Danker in the middle, and Danker hammers it off the block of McLaughlin. A Bishop Garrigan kill to make it 8-5.
There we go. As I said, when the Bears get that set and they get a play that they call, like right there, that middle quick set to Danker, very effective.
Berkey serves again to the near side to Dodds, passing it over to Vianadolu, now looking for Limbaugh. Limbaugh flying it again. Nice dig by Berkey on the Garrigan side. Nielsen back to Berkey. Berkey hits it across as it trickles over the top of the net. Vianadolu sets it for Haynes. Haynes tried to take a huge hack at that one, but swung it down into the net. It's a Garrigan point on the attack here to make it 8-6.
Keeping it close. These games, you just got to stay within striking distance if you're the underdog.
It is 3 straight points for Bishop Garrigan, an 8-6 Algona lead right now in set one. Vianadolu sets for Haynes. Left side, she'll hit it across. Sliding to the knees is Berkey in the Bishop Garrigan back row. Bartolo attacks from the left side, drills it down the line. Dug by Knapp for Algona. Vianadolu sets for Dodds. Dodds hits it into the net, and it's a Garrigan point. 4 in a row, it's now 8-7.
Now the Bulldogs taking out their offense a little bit. They're not passing that ball to their setter as efficiently at the moment.
Bishop Garrigan libero, Kate Berkey arcs it over toward the near side of the court. Limbaugh goes over, and a miscommunication on the Bulldog side. Ball is mishandled, and we are tied at 8. Limbaugh passed in front to McLaughlin, who deflected it on a line, and no one was really ready for that third touch. As we are tied at 8 apiece. Berkey of 2 steps forward, a shorter serve this time, deflected sideways by Dodds, and it's an ace for Berkey. Bishop Garrigan has raced into the lead, 9-8 Bishop Garrigan. This is now 6 straight points by the Golden Bears after going down 8-3.
Coach Schnur talking to the official.
Sent over end by Berkey. Got it over to Knapp on the Bulldog side. Played over on second contact by Vianadolu. The two teams pushed the ball back and forth a couple of times. And we've got a net violation going against Bishop Garrigan. Point for the Bulldogs to tie it up at 9.
Yeah, both teams there struggled. Look like both teams may have had a lift there.
Casey Vianadolu for the serve, near side of the court to Berkey on the Bishop Garrigan side. Nielsen sets it across for Danker, who pushes it into the Bulldog back row. Limbaugh to Vianadolu to McLaughlin. Can't put it down from the middle as Eastman digs on the Bishop Garrigan side. They'll set for Bartolo. She'll push it across, and it lands right on the red sideline. Perfect placement by Bartolo, and it's 10-9 Bishop Garrigan.
You know what I'll say for both Limbaugh and Eastman, the two big hitters for each team, they're very effective in the back row. They're very good in that back row.
They're both playing all the way around as Limbaugh will hit the ball over for the Bulldogs. It's near the boundary. It's played by Berkey. Hoagland will bump it over to Eastman, who pushes it into the Bulldog back row. And that one lands on the boundary as well, right on the baseline. And it's 11-9 Bishop Garrigan.
That'll draw smiles from everyone on both teams. It's always fun when a ball catches the line by a smidge.
This is an 8-1 scoring run by Bishop Garrigan right now as Bartolo approaches from the basketball baseline. Jump serves it end over end. Knapp passes in front of Van Otterloo, looking for Limbaugh from deep. She'll attack, but Berkey digs and deflects it sideways to Eastman. Danker now pushes it across back to the Bulldog side. Limbaugh in front of Van Otterloo, kept it out of the net, and McLaughlin able to finish the point for Algona.
Whoa, what a nifty set by Van Otterloo. She just set that with one hand. She elevated, just kind of did a right-handed tap to the hitter, McLaughlin. That was pretty.
Very hard to avoid the lift there, too, of how close that pass was to the net, but Van Otterloo did a good job of not getting lifted, not getting a net violation, as it's 11-10 right now in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Eastman pushes it over. Van Otterloo with the first touch for Algona. Now Knapp bump setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh pushing it across down the line. Hoagland there for Bishop Garrigan. Nielsen to Eastman. Eastman, big time attack as she puts it down into the hardwood. 12-10 Golden Bears.
That's the offense Bishop Garrigan wants to go to. With Eastman in the front row, they want to take advantage of that as much as possible.
In that triangular against Newell, Fonda, and Spencer, Eastman had 26 and 18 kills in those two matches. Some incredible numbers put up by the Bishop Garrigan Jr. as Limbaugh attacks the other way, deflected by Bishop Garrigan and kept alive as Danker squares herself and pushes it across. Van Tiger contact in the back row for the Bulldogs. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh got blocked out of bounds by Danker. Ball lands out of bounds, though, and it's 12-11 as Danker had the right idea there but couldn't keep that in play.
Snuff, Limbaugh and Eastman both in that outside hitter position, hitting from their strength.
Knapp back around to serve for Algona. A low serve dug by Berkey. She overpassed it, but Dodds couldn't take advantage as Dodds hits it into the net, and it's 13-11 Bishop Garrigan.
Well, Dodds for a second wasn't quite sure. That was so close to the net. I think she thought it might catch the tape and wasn't sure how to time it just right. Dodds got caught a little bit by that one. A little confusing.
Yeah, those tweeners on the serve are really hard to play as Danker serves into the back row. Van Tiger up to Dodds, punches it over on second contact. Right there's Eastman for Bishop Garrigan. Nielsen back to Eastman. She hammers it off the block. The block goes out of bounds, and it's 14-11 Bishop Garrigan in this first set. And a timeout called by Algona. A total reversal of momentum as the Golden Bears lead at 14-11 in set one. Well, with this timeout, we're going to take a quick moment here to update you on the North Central Conference cross-country meet, Beanie. I was out there in the rain earlier today at the NCC meet prior to coming here to this high school gymnasium, and some results here for the Bulldog fans. Gavin Weber, unsurprisingly, takes first place in the NCC, 16 minutes and 2 seconds for the 5K, so Gavin is an NCC champion once again. Bulldogs also got Brooks Morgan and Brecken Borchard in the top 10, so they're both all-conference. Bulldog boys end up finishing second to Clear Lake. On the girls' side of things, Mara Davis ends up coming in fifth place. The Bulldog girls came in fifth as well as Humboldt's girls team won the NCC title. So we'll have more details on that tomorrow morning on our sportscast on KLGA, but thought we'd give people the early update there on what happened at the NCC cross-country meet tonight.
Boy, wouldn't you know, we've had such a warm, wonderful, dry running conditions, and time for the NCC cross-country meet, and it's rainy and cold. That's just the way it goes. Well, Tyler, two of the last three volleys have ended in blocks. That's what I was looking for. We got the big hitters in the front row. Both teams, one by Algona, then one by Garrigan, got their block up there, but each time they blocked it out of bounds. So these blocks on these big hitters are tricky. Eastman and company versus Limbaugh and company.
It is 14-11 in favor of Bishop Garrigan in the first set. Danker serving left to right as she delivers it to the Bulldog side. A back set by Dodds. The hammer by Limbaugh. She puts it in. It stayed just inside that baseline, and it's 14-12.
And the Bulldogs switch it up. Limbaugh was hitting from the outside, so her left, their left, left on the floor, but now she was on the right side on that one. Hit right down the line.
Dodds end over end serve. First touched by Berkey in the Bishop Garrigan back row. Here's Peterson on the attack, and Peterson drives this ball home. We did get a whistle from the official, though. Well, it was a net violation on Algona anyway, so it's a Garrigan point either way. 15-12 right now.
Peterson showing that power. Boy, she really hit that with some velocity. Eastman serves.
Eastman arcs it over the net, played by Knapp in the middle of the Bulldog back row. Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh, huge attack, and she hits it down again. 15-13.
When you serve it to Knapp like that, the libero, she's got that jersey on. It says, "I'm the best passer." Garrigan served it right to her, and that was just like practice for them. They dug that up, set, kill.
Knapp is the one lone senior on the Bulldog team as the serve by Limbaugh is overpassed by Bishop Garrigan. Bulldogs set up Reagan Haynes on the attack, and Haynes tried to do a little too much there, sent it out of bounds, and it's 17-13 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Well, that's big for the Golden Bears. You get Limbaugh off the line as far as serving goes. Limbaugh, the Bulldog leader in aces this year with 37. As Hoagland serves left-handed into the net, though. Service error, point Algona, making it 16-14.
That is a rare service error for Hoagland. In fact, the Bears have really took pride in their serving all year. Their serving percentage has been excellent.
Yeah, just under 91% on the season for Bishop Garrigan as Dunning serves near side to Hoagland. Passing it up to Nielsen, sets outside for Bartolo. She'll push it across. Don's right there for the Bulldog dig. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. She'll arc the ball over the net. Berkey gets it up front to Nielsen, looking for Peterson. Peterson drives that one for the block of McLaughlin. Forced back to the Garrigan side. Peterson tries again, hitting it into the back row. Sends Dunning backpedaling on the Bulldog side. And Dodds free balls it over the net. Hoagland to Nielsen, looking for Eastman. Eastman from way back there hits it over to the Bulldog side as Dunning goes backpedaling again. Now it's Limbaugh sending it the other way. Dug by Hoagland, ball's near the boundary. Centered by Nielsen and hit across by Berkey, but it lands out of bounds along the near side. Long drawn-out point for the Bulldogs to make it 16-15.
Yeah, an extended volley because both teams playing excellent defense, getting those passes up, but not a lot of attacks.
Algona down by 1 right now. Served by Dunning. Here's the attack by Bartolo. Down the line. What a diving dig by Dunning. Ball got caught up in the ceiling, and Van Otterloo tracked it down. That saved Algona, but Dunning on the free ball attempt sent it out of bounds. 17-15 Bishop Garrigan.
Well, it was a great save by Dunning because it was a fantastic attack by Bartolo. Bartolo set up like she was going to hit cross course and then changed direction mid-air and hit it down the line.
Berkey serve just trickles over the net. Knapp with a nice dig. McLaughlin pinballs it backwards to Limbaugh, who pushes it back to the Garrigan side. Played over on second contact by Rakai Nielsen, and it drops in for a point. 18-15.
Well, that's why Rakai is the setter. Boy, that's great vision there. She couldn't see it, so it wasn't vision. She sensed that there was an opening over there on the floor. She knew it was there and went for it.
Berkey arcs it over to Limbaugh on the serve. Van Otterloo scrambles over, finds Haynes. Haynes hits it towards the back row, out of bounds. 19-15 Bishop Garrigan.
Both setters on these teams doing what setters do, just sliding around the floor. They move so well without the ball to get in position, Van Otterloo and Nielsen.
And a serve by Kate Berkey lands right on the baseline again. It's split right in between Limbaugh and Van Otterloo, or Limbaugh and Dodds, it appeared, landed right on that baseline. Another timeout is called as a score right now, 20-15 in favor of Bishop Garrigan. Boy, early on, it looked like Algona was going to run away here in set 1. Golden Bears, though, have made some adjustments. They have limited the impact of Kate Limbaugh somewhat by serving it right in her direction, making her make that first touch, and then having the Bulldogs have a hard time getting the ball back to her. And the Golden Bears have turned it around and taken this 20-15 lead.
Yeah, and the Bears have just had great floor vision. They're really, like you said, Tyler, they're attacking weak spots, and they're really spreading that ball around the floor, making the Bulldogs scramble. You know, the Bulldogs have been really spread out, and the Bears are doing what they've done for a lot of opponents. They hang in there and wait for the opponent to make a mistake, and the Bulldogs have made some mistakes in those last 5 points.
So Bishop Garrigan trying to surprise Algona on the road here and take set number 1. Score right now 20-15 as Berkey continues to serve. Again, it was last year Bishop Garrigan taking Algona to 5 sets, but the Bulldogs prevailed in that 5th set 15-10 to win the Crosstown Showdown. Tonight we play here in set 1 as Berkey line drives it over. Dodds deflects it sideways to Van Otterloo looking for Limbaugh. Limbaugh hits it across. Eastman overpasses the ball, and McLaughlin will slam that overpass down for a point.
Been a few overpasses this match, and that's the first one that has been taken advantage of. And McLaughlin fired up after that one.
The 5'11 junior for the Bulldogs able to get a kill right there as Nielsen sets for Danker. Danker cross-court attack out of bounds. Back-to-back big points for Algona coming out of the timeout, and it's 20-17.
Well, it was a good play by the Bears. Good pass set. Danker looked like she hit that solid, just missed the line.
Served by Taylor Van Otterloo. Nielsen sets it for Danker. Hits a cross-court attack again as Limbaugh pops it up in the air for Algona. Van Otterloo back to Limbaugh. Line drives that ball across where it's dug by Eastman on the Garrigan side. Here's Bartolo twisting the attack over. Knapp, a nice diving save for Algona. Haynes tries the attack this time. Deflected sideways by Eastman. Bartolo gets the ball back to the center, and Hoagland lobs the ball across the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo setting for Dodds. She'll push it toward the back row to Berkey on the Garrigan side. Here's the set for Bartolo. Her attack got blocked right back to her. Popped over to the Bulldog side, and McLaughlin on the swing hits it into the net. Bishop Garrigan point to make it 21-17.
Well, great attack by Bartolo, but a good block by the Bulldogs. But McLaughlin just timed her jump incorrectly. She was trying to hang in the air, but she couldn't hang up there.
Bartolo serves towards Limbaugh in the Bulldog back row. She turns sideways, got the pass with the Van Otterloo, set for McLaughlin, but she is blocked. 22-17 as Garrigan gets the stuff, and they're 3 points away from a first set surprise.
Oh, I love a good block. I think that was a solo block by Eastman. They happened so fast, but I think Eastman just got her hands on that perfectly.
Bartolo, a knuckleball serve towards Limbaugh. Van Otterloo setting for Dodds. Dodds tips it over, and Bishop Garrigan cannot return this ball as they'll hit it into the net, 22-18.
Crafty play by Dodds. It looked like she was going to put the hammer down, and then at the last second, just a little tap to the middle.
Gabby Van Tiger to serve for Algona, serving at 93% this year of 21 aces. As Van Tiger rainbows it over the net. Hoagland passes to Nielsen looking for Eastman. She'll push us to the Bullong back row. Nap to Van Otterloo. Here comes Limbaugh. Look out. Berkey digs that one. It's overpassed, and Limbaugh flushes it. It went right back to her, and it's 22-19.
You know, there was a great dig by Berkey on the attack by Limbaugh initially, and then as the ball was coming over the net, Limbaugh just has this ability to really use her wrist. She's really got the snap down.
Served by Van Tiger, the dig by Hoagland on the Garrigan side. Here's Denker with the attack, blocked by McLaughlin, and Garrigan can't return that ball as Hayden McLaughlin gets the solo block, and it's 22-20. Bulldogs now down by just 2.
Boy, and that one happened so fast. I credit the officials. Sometimes I can't tell if it's a block or the net, but McLaughlin really rejects that one.
So Coach Schnurr will ask for a timeout for Bishop Garrigan. We'll take a quick timeout as well. It's Bishop Garrigan 22, Algona 20. Set number 1 from Algona High School and on KLGC Home Country Radio.
When you need cash on the go, there's no need to pay a surcharge fee with MoneyPass. Iowa State Bank is proud to be part of the MoneyPass network of surcharge-free ATMs found nationwide. Look for the green and blue MoneyPass symbol on over 32,000 ATMs across the nation. Or find an ATM near your vacation spot or travel destination at MoneyPass.com. MoneyPass, another way that Iowa State Bank helps people succeed. Member FDIC.
Late moments of set number 1 from Algona High School. The Algona Bulldogs trailing the Bishop Garrigan Golden Bears right now, 22-20. They're trying to make a late rally as Gabby Van Tiger jump serves. Received by Hoagland for Bishop Garrigan. Nielsen sets it high in there for Eastman. Eastman, big attack. Scramble for Algona, and they cannot return the ball. A big-time kill for Graceland Eastman, and it's 23-20.
Big-time kill at the perfect time by Eastman. Boy, 2 points away from taking this first one. You get to this point, Bulldogs have to score 5 to Garrigan's 2.
And Garrigan has one of their best servers for Kai Nielsen, and she handcuffs Van Tiger on the serve. That serve got up in the chest of Van Tiger, and it's an ace to make it 24-20.
Oh, that front row for Garrigan. They're feeling it right now. When you get that confidence behind you, boy, you can be so aggressive.
30-second ace for Kai Nielsen, as this time the serve is played by Nat. Here's Limbaugh on the attack. It got blocked, but the Bulldogs save the ball. Dodds looking for Limbaugh. Limbaugh hammers out of bounds. Out of bounds, and Bishop Garrigan takes the first set, 25-20. Algona will try to regroup. Bishop Garrigan will try to keep the momentum in set number 2 coming up after this on KLGC 98.5 FM at AM 1600.
Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
New Way K&H Co-op, delivering exceptional value through knowledge and innovation.
AK's Chrome Kitchen. When you come in, your family.
Algona Frame and Auto Body. We meet by accident.
Algona Livestock, sales every Monday.
Weichert Realty, the 515 agency, a fresh approach to real estate.
Algona Plumbing and Heating, where a good flush beats a full house.
Cotton Grave Farm Management and Land Realty, trusted for farmland service needs since 1960.
All sponsors of this game broadcast. Thank you to these sports club members bringing you this game.
Erpelding Voigt & Company CPAs, building wealth beyond taxes.
Farm and Home Services. View their listings at farmhomeservices.com.
Farmers State Bank is proud to be part of our community. Offices in Algona, Whittemore, and West Bend.
Feed Mill Coffee Company, Algona's locally owned coffee shop.
Good Samaritan Society Algona, senior housing and services rooted in God's love.
Grassmasters, growing satisfied customers.
High Point Land Company, your trusted land partner in Algona. Call 515-320-2491.
Sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown Home Country Radio.
And we get ready for set number 2 from Algona High School as Bishop Garrigan wins set number 1 over the Algona Bulldogs 25-20. Again, I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. beanie of the Golden Bears stayed with a late rally by the Bulldogs. They got it down to a couple points there, but Makai Nielsen with a good serve, got the momentum back, and Bishop Garrigan finishes a big set one to go up 1-0.
Boy, I think it goes all the way back to the beginning of that, where they tied it at 8-8. The Bears thought, hey, you know what, we're at 8-8. If we could just hang in there, and not only did they hang in there, they went on an 8-1 scoring tear. And then after that, boy, like I said, once you get that confidence in volleyball and you start playing well, everything starts to bounce your way. Great momentum back and forth every volleyball we watched this year, Tyler.
Well, it'll be interesting to see here in set 2. Can the Bulldogs get that passing game a little bit more organized? Because you watch their setter, number 8, Casey Van Otterloo. She is going all over the court to try to find that second ball and then eventually set for Kate Limbaugh. So if they can pass a little better where Van Otterloo doesn't have to go on such an odyssey to get to the ball, I think that'll help Algona really get back into a flow offensively.
And like you pointed out, the Bears are trying to keep them off balance, but it seems every time that Knapp gets a good pass, things go well for the Bulldogs.
Serve by Van Tiger, trickles over the net. A diving save by Eastman on the Garrigan side. Bulldogs will now try for Limbaugh. She'll float it over and drop it in. Garrigan went for the block, but Limbaugh went with a soft touch that time to make it 1-0.
Boy, the point goes to the Bulldogs, but boys, every volley something great happens. That one, boy, what a save by Eastman.
Another serve by Van Tiger towards Berkey in the back row. Nielsen with the set for Eastman. Eastman, big attack, got blocked right back to her as Danker shoots back across to the Bulldog side. Now it's Limbaugh pushing it down the line. Got Hoagland turned sideways there, she plays it. Nielsen trickles that one over on second contact, deflects off the net, sent back over by Algona. Now Eastman from her left side hits it over, dug by Knapp off the deflection. Here comes Limbaugh flying in for the attack, and Limbaugh with some heat for the back row to make it 2-0.
Yeah, boy, she's very graceful. Some hitters are really violent just on their approach, but Limbaugh with a very smooth approach, and all the violence is at the very end.
2-0 Algona. Berkey receives the Van Tiger serve. Here's the set by Nielsen. The attack by Eastman. Almost stuck that one, but the Bulldogs popped it up in the air. Van Otterloo now looking for Limbaugh. Limbaugh guides that one to the middle of the Garrigan defense. Played well, though, by Bishop Garrigan as Danker pushes it back across. Now Van Otterloo sitting for Limbaugh again. Just guided that one over the net. Nielsen stays out of the net and finds Danker in the middle. Hits it over to the Algona side to Van Tiger. Here's an attack by McLaughlin. Off the hands of Berkey for a Bulldog point. 3-0 on a hard-earned point by Algona.
Boy, this has been a good start to set number 2 by McLaughlin. She has been part of 2 really good blocks there, and that time her good reaction puts it away.
A knuckleball serve by Van Tiger, the dive by Bartolo as Danker pushes it over on second contact. Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh for the smackdown as her handprint is all over that volleyball, and it's a 4-0 Algona lead.
Well, what she did well there is that she also, like Bartolo did earlier, changed her idea when she started her attack. She saw down the line and she rotated and hit it the other way.
And an ace serve by Van Tiger to make it 5-0 as it got Hoagland twisted around. Well, Limbaugh did something that good baseball and softball pitchers do. She threw a couple of change-ups over the net, a couple of soft hits, then went for the huge attack a little bit later on to keep the Garrigan defense off balance. Van Tiger serves towards Hoagland again, passes off target into the net. Nielsen trying to fish it out, and Bishop Garrigan will run out of touches to get the ball over the net. 6-0 here as Garrigan having a lot of trouble with the Van Tiger serve. Coach Schnurr takes an early timeout. Well, Kate Limbaugh's now up to 10 kills on the night for Algona. Bulldogs a 6-0 lead, and that's exactly how you want to respond. You drop set 1, you come out in set 2, and you set an early tone if you're Algona.
Yeah, they started out hot on the first one, then Garrigan came roaring back to make that 8-8 tie, but boy, the Bulldogs are looking like a different team coming out of that break. I guess that's why they play 5 and they get that big long break in between. You can make adjustments, but you see volleyball being this completely game of momentum, and so much is said by the body language on each team. Boy, the Bears, after they won that first set, boy, their body language was saying 2 more, we can win 2 more. And now, right now, it's completely changed, and they're thinking, wow, we got to stop this. Berkey and Bartolo laughing in the back row right now. I know what they're laughing about. They're thinking, wow, we got to be ready for these attacks by the Bulldogs.
And they have to be ready for the serve as well by Van Tiger, who has moved the ball around and given Bishop Garrigan some trouble. Van Tiger angled towards the near side of the court. She will approach, and she'll line drive the serve over this time. Hoagland had to go all the way down to the hardwood to dig that one out. Berkey on the third touch, can't get it over the net. It's into the tape, and it's 7-0 Algona.
Bears just hemorrhaging, making their mistakes right now. Little things. They got to, can't tighten up, they got to play loose.
Van Tiger aims at Hoagland, and that ball hits her on the shoulder as it goes out of bounds. Hoagland looked like she wanted to get out of the way, but it grazed her on the way out, and it's 8-0 Bulldogs.
At the last second, I think she thought it might be out of bounds, but couldn't get out of the way. Van Tiger really owning that back row.
Van Tiger serves this time to Berkey in the middle of the Bishop Garrigan back row. Nielsen coming out to the back row looking for Eastman. She'll send it end over the net, and just a little bit too far, a few inches beyond the baseline, and it's 9-0 Algona.
Boy, even the simple things not going right for the Bears, as Eastman usually hits that no problem.
Van Tiger knuckleballs the serve over. Berkey and Hogan converge on the Garrigan side. Some trouble again communication for Garrigan as Nielsen has to play the free ball over the net. Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh, huge attack, and she pounds it off the block. 10-0 Bulldogs.
Well, it was Limbaugh versus Nielsen, the freshman setter in the front row, giving up a lot of height to Limbaugh there, and a substitution for Garrigan trying to break that Bulldog momentum. Get Shiloh Trainer in there, subbing for Hoagland. Try to break the momentum without calling a timeout.
Yeah, and you're trying to just adjust that defense in the back row a little bit here against this Van Tiger serve. She'll aim it towards Eastman. Was looking towards Trainer there, but Eastman backed off to get that ball. Tipped over the net by Eastman. Knapp gets it near side to Limbaugh. Limbaugh right hands that ball over the net where it's dug by Bartolo. In the middle, it's Danker, and Danker guides that ball over the net off the hands of McLaughlin as Garrigan is on the board. It is now 10-1.
Yeah, the Garrigan faithful tired of looking at that goose egg, down 10-0, now 10-1. They've got a lot of crawling to get back in this match. They've got some time here with their best server back in Nielsen.
Nielsen serving at over 98% efficiency this year. Serves towards Van Tiger. Van Otterloo has to go get that ball. Limbaugh at a tough angle. Had Van Otterloo running right into her. She tried to hit it over. That ball does not clear the net, and it's 10-2.
Well, I will say, with all the pink out and the pageantry of this match tonight, a lot of smiles on people's faces. People are certainly having fun.
Who doesn't love breaking out a brand new jersey? As the serve is sent over by Bishop Garrigan, tipped over by Van Otterloo for the Bulldogs. Now it's Eastman with the cross-court attack, dug by Van Tiger in the Bulldog back row. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh wipes it off the block. She put a little English on it, and it's 11-2 Algona.
Well, in that first set, everyone seemed like they were all having fun. Both teams were all smiles, having a lot of fun. It seems like now everyone's down to business in the second round here.
Things have gotten serious as Knapp just got that serve over the net. Popped up in the air by Eastman in the Garrigan front row. Now Hoagland from the boundary hits it across the court. Lands out of bounds in the Bulldog bench area. And it's 12-2 Algona. Knapp, the lone Bulldog senior, back to serve again. With 23 aces coming into tonight. Sends a ball that drops quickly. And Bartolo can't fish this one out. Service ace by Knapp. 13-2 Algona.
Yeah, good serve by Knapp. She started out on the left, took a side step before she served, and then really angled that ball towards Bartolo in the corner.
Second Knapp ace of the night. This time a knuckleball deflected backwards by Eastman. Berkey up front to Hoagland. She'll push it towards the near side to Limbaugh. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh sends down another attack, this time played by Nielsen in the Garrigan back row to keep it alive, and Eastman will hit it back over. Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh cross-court attack, dug again by Eastman. Nielsen sets it up in there looking for Eastman. That set went over the net. Dodds smacks it over, pushed back by Bartolo for Bishop Garrigan. Knapp to Van Otterloo to Dunning, who taps it across for Algona. Now it's Garrigan setting up an Eastman attack. Eastman is able to stick this one on the Bulldog side. Eastman that attack from the left side and makes it 13-3.
I'm very impressed with Eastman's improvement over the years watching her at volleyball. She's really rounded out her game well. You think that people are just hitters, but boy, she's dug 2 balls out of the net during that volley very skillfully.
Danker sends a rocket ball serve that'll handcuff Van Tiger. Bulldogs pinball it around, but they are going to run out of hits here. Ace by Van Tiger to make it 13-4.
Boy, the Bulldogs were surprised by the velocity on the Danker serve. I was not, because I had noticed that in the last time we watched the Bears. Danker can hit that ball hard from the back.
Yeah, ace by Danker, I meant, as she serves right at Limbaugh. Limbaugh barely got that up in the air, but Dunning deflects to Dodds, who plays it over to the Garrigan side. Now Eastman will attack. Eastman got stuffed by Dodds, though, for a Bulldog point. Boy, did she time that perfectly.
Yeah, Dodds is really happy about that. Real big smiles there. Eastman, boy, as a hitter, she really wound up for that one. You can tell on her approach, she's getting the power.
Dodds' serve will trickle over the tape. Nielsen sets for Garrigan, a left-handed attack by Hoagland, and she guides that one past Dodds for a Garrigan point. 14-5 is the Bulldog lead right now.
Hoagland is very effective from that right side hitter spot. She's a lefty and coming back across the court, very effective.
Eastman arcs the ball over the net and had a little too much mustard on that as it lands out of bounds. Service error makes it 15-5 Algona.
Well, Eastman knew that was going out as soon as he hit it. You know, most coaches will call the spot that they want their server to aim for.
Limbaugh serves for Algona. Eastman gets it up front to Nielsen. Here's a Bartolo attack cross court, and it lands perfectly in the corner. Limbaugh let it go, but it's a kill for Bartolo to make it 15-6.
And I can easily see Coach Schnurr calling out those spots. He holds up a folder to hide his hand signal of where he wants the ball served. But Coach Berkey, I can't figure out her signals.
Well, that's probably good. If we can decode the signals, Beanie, the coaches are probably in trouble there as Haynes hits it across the court. A dig by Bartolo for Bishop Garrigan, and the Eastman push back across the net. Limbaugh up front to Van Otterloo, sets in the middle for Dunning. Dunning, big attack, but a nice dig by Berkey. Tapped over on the second touch by Nielsen for Bishop Garrigan. Limbaugh sends it back to the Garrigan side. Eastman overpasses the ball, smacked by Dunning, pinballed around by Bishop Garrigan, and they won't return this one. That Dunning hit will make it 16-6 Algona.
Well, it's quite possible Coach Berkey just lets her players hit it wherever they want to hit it. Trust those players to pick the spot with Dunning back there. Let's see who she picks to serve it to.
Bulldogs have served well also as she'll serve towards Hoagland, who had some trouble with the Van Tiger serves earlier. Free ball played over by Berkey after a bit of a hesitation. A set in the middle for McLaughlin. Off the Van Otterloo set, McLaughlin can't put it down as it's dug by Grayson Eastman. Bartolo tried to go for the kill shot there, but dug in the back row by Dunning and sent over by Limbaugh on the line drive. Eastman puts it near the net, hit over by Peterson on the second touch. Dodds up to Van Otterloo. She'll send it over on the second tap, and now Hoagland hits it towards the back row, but Hoagland misses out of bounds. It's not a Bulldog point, and it's 17-6 Algona.
Neither team had much offense going there. Both teams just trying to keep that ball alive till someone made a mistake.
Dunning serves in the middle, and that one is off the tape, and it will stay on the Bulldog side. Service error for Dunning, and 17-7 now the score.
You know, one of the hardest things to watch in volleyball, it happens many times every night. You see a server know that their ball's going to hit the net, and they just wish they could get it back, but it's too late.
Yeah, they're just trying to will it over. As Limbaugh backpedals and finds Van Otterloo, now Haynes will send it across to the Garrigan side. Set in the middle for Danker. It trickles over the top of the net, back to the Bulldogs. Here's the set by Knapp, the attack by Limbaugh, but the attack goes into the net, and it's 17-8 as Garrigan gets a point.
Yeah, both teams really showing a lot of versatility with their lineup.
Berkey end over end serve to the near side to Dodds. Gets it up front to Van Otterloo, now left side to Haynes. Haynes, big attack, dug out and tipped by Bishop Garrigan. Here's Eastman from deep. She'll rainbow it over the net. Sends Knapp going sideways in the back row. Now Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh got it over. Tapped up in the air by Danker. Saved the ball. Haynes can't flush it for Algona as Garrigan now sets up the Bartolo attack. Bartolo with some heat on that one for the back row, and it's 17-9.
Boy, Bartolo elevates there. She's petite, but boy, she's got some power when she elevates, and she's got that hang time.
Bartolo is trying to go back to serve as well, but Bishop Garrigan says, no, it's Kate Berkey's turn. 17-9, end over end serve by Berkey. Limbaugh, good pass to Van Otterloo, set in the middle for McLaughlin, and McLaughlin can't finish the point as it's long. Ball was not tipped by Bishop Garrigan, and it's 17-10.
Well, I got to hand it to the Bears. They were down 10-0 earlier here. 17-10. They've cut into the lead then.
And even 17-6 at one point as well. As Limbaugh gets it up front to Haynes. Haynes, a cross-court hit right into the path of Eastman for Bishop Garrigan. The set is high in the air to Bartolo. She'll guide it across, and that ball drops out of bounds.
Oh, that was so
Bishop
close.
Garrigan started to celebrate, thinking they had the point, but the referee says ball was out of bounds. It was not touched, and it's 18-10 Bulldogs.
Bartolo says, hey, blue shirt official, you were close. Wasn't that on the line?
Did not win the campaign as Nielsen was able to topspin that ball over the net. Bulldogs have Dodds pushing it back across now. Nielsen sets for Garrigan. Bartolo attacks. Bartolo leaves no doubt on that one. 18-11 as that one had a vapor trail coming out the end of it.
Wow.
It's a kill for Bartolo.
Bartolo started the night a little slow. She started very un-Bartolo. And boy, now Emmy is really firing.
Another jump serve twisting into the back row by Bartolo. Knapp passes to Van Otterloo. Tapped over by McLaughlin and fished out of the net by Eastman. Nearly a Bulldog point. Nielsen pushes it across. Van Otterloo sets for Haynes from the left side. Haynes hammers off the hands of Bartolo. That ball saved by Micaiah Nielsen, and Garrigan got it back over. Tapped over on second contact by Van Otterloo. Scramble drill again for Bishop Garrigan. Nielsen to Danker. Free ball back to the Bulldogs. Limbaugh up to Van Otterloo. McLaughlin trying to finish it off. A diving dig by Bartolo for Bishop Garrigan, and Easton pushes it towards the corner. Limbaugh stumbling backwards, gets it over to Van Otterloo. Now an attack by Haynes. Dug by Bartolo again. Nielsen sets for Eastman. Eastman hammers. Can't quite stick this one, but it's a Garrigan point anyways. It's a lift called against Algona. What a tremendous display of defense by Bishop Garrigan on that point.
Boy, that point felt like 10 for the Bears. They are pumped up. They cut it to 6. Incredible defense. Boy, Nielsen and Berkey and Bartolo all had phenomenal digs.
The Bulldogs stunned. They didn't get a point on that. Bartolo serve. A little trouble for Algona, and a free ball played over by Limbaugh. Nielsen sets. Danker. hits it into the top of the net, and it's 19-12. Danker looked a little indecisive of what to do there, and it ends up being a Bulldog point.
Yes, she tried to change directions at the last second. It was a great idea. She just didn't have the time to do it before the net got her. But Danker had a great play earlier where she blocked it and dug it out of the net. A lot of little things done by the Bears here to crawl back in, cut this big lead to 7.
Van Tiger rifles will serve over for Algona. Pinballed around by Bishop Garrigan, tapped over by Eastman, sent right back by Algona on the deflection. Here is the set by Nielsen, the hammer by Eastman, and she puts it into the hardwood. 19-13. It's Algona with the lead, but Garrigan trying to fight back late in the second set, as Bishop Garrigan currently leads 1-0.
Boy, there is a certain volleyball play that happens many times throughout the night, and sometimes it's an overpass, but that one for Eastman where you don't even expect it, but suddenly the ball is right there for you to put away.
The serve by Rakai Nielsen, the dig by Van Tiger on the Algona side, the set by Van Otterloo, the attack by Limbaugh, tipped nicely by Bishop Garrigan at the net. Eastman attacks from the left side. Oh, she put a changeup over and it drops in. She took a huge swing, but that ball barely came off the fingertips, and it caught the Bulldog defense off guard. 19-14.
Boy, these are those, whatever happens here, there's still plenty of time, but you're going to look at that lead they got early and say, what if?
Serve by Nielsen, dug by Knapp, set by Van Otterloo. Hit cross court by Limbaugh. Garrigan ready as Nielsen puts it over on second contact. Right there, Van Tiger for Algona. Limbaugh tries again, and she hits that one with a little extra mustard. Big kill for Limbaugh, and it's 20-14.
There was some smoke on that attack, but it all goes back to that pass by Van Tiger. That was a difficult pass. Van Tiger reeling backwards and was able to save that and make the pass to make it all happen.
Now it's Knapp on the twisting serve, sends Berkey lunging sideways. Bishop Garrigan running into each other as Danker right-hands the ball back to the Algona side. Knapp a bump set for Limbaugh. Limbaugh guides it over. Eastman right there to play it for Bishop Garrigan. Ball goes right back to Eastman. Her attack doesn't land as the Bulldogs tip it nicely at the net. The set for Limbaugh. Limbaugh wipes it off the block. Danker and Colehouse went up there to contest, but Limbaugh put a little English on it to make it 21-14. Algona trying to reset the momentum here after Bishop Garrigan got it back down to a margin of 5. Serve by Knapp, and that serve is rifled out of bounds. 21-15 as the margin now +6 for Algona.
Boy, sometimes it's the best thing is the thing that you don't do. Kate Berkey was looking at that serve by Knapp and thought, should I hit it? Should I hit it? At the last second, she pulls out. Point for the Bears.
Danker serves. Dodds sets for Algona. Dunning attacks, and that one, a rocket attack off the hands of Danker in the Garrigan back row. Dunning with her first kill of the night. 22-15 Algona.
Yeah, Dunning is that player for the Bulldogs. You can see, like when she gets momentum going, she's that other hitter that they really need.
There have been a lot of nights where she's been number 2 behind Limbaugh in the box scoring kills. And she's starting to come alive right now. Here's Limbaugh on the attack, and Limbaugh sends it right through the block of Peterson. 23-15 as Limbaugh kicks down the front door, and the Bulldogs are 2 points away from tying this up at 1 apiece.
Well, that was Eva Colehouse and Jenna Peterson, younger hitters, getting their block together.
Here's the hit over by Peterson, dug by Dodds on the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. She'll guide it across to Eastman in the Garrigan front row. Nielsen set for Eastman. Eastman down the line, dug out by Knapp on the Algona side. Van Otterloo set for Limbaugh. Limbaugh guides that one right in between 2 defenders in the back row. Limbaugh's coming alive, and it's 24-15. Set point for Algona.
Oh, I love to see this offense. Garrigan got a good attack by Eastman. Limbaugh gets an attack right back.
Dawes end over end serve, played by Berkey. Nielsen sets for Peterson on the left side. Peterson cross-court attack, dug by Van Tiger. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh can't finish off the set, though, as it's dug out by Nielsen. Colehouse punches it over to Eastman, who hits it into the back row. Van Otterloo sets for Dunning. Dunning's attack got blocked right back to her by Eastman, and Garrigan stays alive in set 2 for at least 1 more point. Now 24-16.
Well, I'd be incredibly shocked if the Bears pull this out, but they gotta love the way they came back this match.
Eastman serves towards the boundary as that'll send Dodds over there for Algona. Van Tiger, the free ball to the Garrigan side. Berkey hits it towards the boundary, and that one flutters out of bounds. The Bulldogs take set number 2, and they'll even it up at 1 set apiece. Garrigan took set 1, 25-20. Algona wins set 2, 25-16. Back of set 3 after this on Home Country Radio, KLGC, and the AHS Broadcasting YouTube channel.
Thank you to these sports club members making this broadcast possible.
Runkey Brothers. Experience the Runkey Brothers difference for all your auto service and repair needs.
Strowman Dental, giving you something to smile about.
TAFE Wellness Center in Algona and Armstrong, keeping athletes in the game with chiropractic care. Take charge of your health.
Tangle Salon for all your cuts, colors, hair extensions, and massage therapy needs.
Tom Eischen Sales, your store in the country, carrying Steel and Toro products and Green Mountain pellet grills.
Ulrich Construction, let them do the work.
Water Connection, from softeners to bottled water and service, call 295-SOFT.
All bringing you this broadcast. More sports club members bringing you this game.
North Iowa Appliance Center, Highway 18 East in Algona, where they sell the best and service the rest.
Oak Crest Funeral Service, celebrating a life lived.
Phil's Auto and Truck Repair, service is the difference.
Billy Offerman, your State Farm agent in Algona. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Schindler Lawn Care and Landscaping, 515-320-3840 or schindlerlawncare@gmail.com.
Signworks Inc. for all your signage needs and printed apparel. Stop in or call 295-9544.
All sponsoring this broadcast on Hometown and Home Country Radio.
We are tied at 1 set apiece from Algona High School as Bishop Garrigan wins the first set 25-20. Algona wins the second set 25-16. Once again, I'm Tyler Lance alongside Beanie Bodie. Beanie, kind of shaping up the way we fought. It's a sports cliche that is way overused, but you threw out the records on the crosstown showdowns going on, and that's been the case so far tonight.
Yeah, both teams playing, I think, different than what, at least, I've heard the Bulldogs, and I think they are a little bit wanting to get to their offense. I'm still waiting for them to get to their offense, and when their offense has been there, it has been impressive. The Bears, on the other hand, they're doing what they always do. They're just hanging in there with teams that they're well matched against. And like you said, Tyler, the cliche comes true. Like, these teams love to play against each other, and this one's always special because it's here in the gym. You're going to play 5. It's not some tournament when it's best of 3. And it's pink out. The pageantry is thick tonight. You've got this great resurfaced floor here at the Bulldog Gym. NCC on the middle of the lanes, Tyler. I guess that's a guarantee that the Bulldogs are going to stay in the NCC, and if in case there's any conference realignment.
Sure seems that way. As we know, there are a couple teams coming to the NCC, Forest City, Garner, Hafer, Ventura, Eagle Grove. They'll be joining the NCC next year. So it seems like the NCC is in the conference expansion mode at this point. As we resume here, set number 3, Rakai Nielsen serves left to right on the radio dial, and it's a rare service error by Rakai Nielsen, sent out of bounds, and it's 1-0 Algona for Rakai Nielsen on the season. A measly 4 errors coming into tonight.
Yeah, talk about that. It's a rare error.
Served by Knapp the other way, dug by Berkey for Algona. Nielsen will set it over to Hoagland. The lefty knuckleballs that one across, right into the path of Limbaugh. Van Otterloo right back to Limbaugh. Limbaugh brings down a big attack. The Bears tried to block it, but it lands on the Bishop Garrigan side, and it's 2-0 Bulldogs. Knapp will continue to serve right now for Algona. Bulldogs got off to the 10-0 lead in set number 2 as the serve sent over by Knapp, dug by Berkey. Nielsen sets it for Hoagland. She'll tap it down the line this time to Van Otterloo. Deflects it to Knapp, who sets for Limbaugh. Limbaugh guides that ball over. It's deflected sideways by Eastman. Off her hands at an angle she didn't want there. And it's 3-0 in favor of Algona.
Boy, Knapp has really had the Bears serve receive on the rope. She's done a great job from the serve spot for the Bulldogs.
Knapp, another good serve. Turns Berkey sideways in the back row. That ball is getting stuck in the back row, and Bishop Garrigan can't return this one. 4-0 in favor of Algona.
Well, that's twice now. That time it was Hoagland, before it was Eastman, where they were trying so hard to pass that to the setter, but ended up just passing it to nobody.
A line drive service. Eastman moves over towards the middle to get it. Nielsen right back to Eastman. Tried to flush it, but it's dug out by Van Tiger. Van Otterloo set for Limbaugh, and Limbaugh spins it off the block. 5-0 Algona as Bishop Garrigan has started slowly in all 3 sets tonight. Algona trying to hammer on the gas pedal here and get ahead early in the 3rd set. The serve by Knapp, though, ripples into the netting, and Bishop Garrigan's on the board to make it 5-1.
Well, both excellent servers, Nielsen and for the Bears and Knapp for the Bulldogs, have a service error, but I think those errors have been neutralizing most tonight.
The serve is pinballed around, tapped over by Dawes on second contact. Hoagland tries to flush it. Bulldogs ready to return the ball as Dunning hits that one over. Ball will hit off the top of the tape, deflect back to Algona. Limbaugh brings down a huge attack. What a dig by Bishop Garrigan's Rakai Nielsen as Hoagland gets to the center. Bartolo pushing it across. Van Otterloo now sets for Limbaugh. Limbaugh flies in for a huge swing and a kill to make it 6-1.
Well, that time the Bears couldn't get to it. Nielsen was in the area, but Danker went for it. Boy, Nielsen a freshman, Limbaugh a freshman. These two I'm sure they've played a lot of volleyball with each other. Now they're going to be against each other for a few years. That's going to be interesting.
Don's a nice serve as Berkey had to dive down to dig it out. Peterson hits it over on the third touch for Bishop Garrigan. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh, left side attack, cross court, overpass by Berkey to the Algona side. It's Van Otterloo setting up Limbaugh, and Limbaugh's ball's deflected by the net. Diving save by Berkey in the Garrigan back row as Eastman punches it over. Ball sent right back to Eastman, centers it to Peterson. Peterson will hit it out of bounds though beyond the baseline, and it's 7-1 Algona. And Coach Schnurr will ask for a timeout for Bishop Garrigan. So timeout called, score right now 7-1 in favor of Algona. Take a quick 30-second timeout right here on Home Country Radio, KLGZ.
Where you bank matters. Hi, I'm Sherry Bankin at Security State Bank, and we're relationship bankers. We get to know our customers and understand their financial needs. We're locally owned and operated, which means family, community, and service always comes first. So come to Security State Bank. We'll treat you like family. Security State Bank in Algona, Burt, and Laverne. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Security State Bank.
Back here at the Crosstown Showdown, it just means more, ladies and gentlemen. This one may not count for the conference standings, but these teams are fighting tooth and nail so far tonight. Algona and Bishop Garrigan tied at 1 set apiece, but the Bulldogs with early control, 7-1 in this third set. The junior Charlie Dodds is reloading the chamber for this service. She'll serve it over to Kate Berkey. Ball's in the back row as Nielsen runs into Berkey. Peterson gets it over for Bishop Garrigan. Now Van Otterloo set for Limbaugh. Limbaugh down the line with a big attack as that shoots off the hands of Nielsen and into the crowd. Hard to return that ball as Limbaugh now has 20 kills and it's 8-1.
I think Limbaugh's attack deflected off the Bears. It almost hit her grandpa, I believe, over there.
Maybe that was intentional. End over end serve by Dodds. Peterson on the left side. She'll hit it into the net, and it's 9-1 Algona.
Tyler, you could never plan that. You'd have to. That's like Spider-Man abilities to be able to do something like that. Boy, I like the way you call it the Crosstown Showdown because both these schools actually on the edge of town, one on the north, one on the south. Classic.
Peterson, free ball over to the Algona side off the Dodds serve. Here's Van Otterloo from Knapp. Ball's punched over by Dunning on the third touch. Bishop Garrigan in scramble mode again. On the third touch, the ball flutters towards the net, and it's going to be a Bulldog point here as Bishop Garrigan is out of hits. 11-1 in favor of Algona.
Well, Coach Schnurr utilizes the timeout not just to break momentum, but change strategy. So a big pep talk and now a change in a little positioning here.
And Dawes with the serve deflecting sideways. Peterson tries to hit it over, but did not keep it in between the uprights. And the Bulldogs are racing away here in the third set with a double-digit lead right now.
So Peterson comes in the front row along with Hoagland.
So 11-1 the score is Dawes' serve. A little bit long. The service error will make it 11-2. I believe both Garrigan's points so far here in set 3 are off of Bulldog service errors. As we'll try to get a little momentum now with Eastman serving. Eastman guides it towards the far side of Dodds. Tapped over on second contact by Van Otterloo. Nielsen will set for Bartolo. Bartolo, huge attack, and Bartolo puts this down off the hands of Van Tiger in the Bulldog back row.
Bartolo always a great spark to get the momentum going. The other momentum, Eastman back to the serving line.
Eastman walks up and right hands the ball over the net. An arcing serve that gets Dodds turning sideways. Over to Van Tiger, now to Van Otterloo. Free ball back to the Garrigan side. Nielsen over to Bartolo. Bartolo taps it over. Dodds right there. They're covered up blockers. And Van Otterloo sends it back across. Bartolo tries again, this time a big attack. Blocked back by the Bulldogs, kept alive by Bishop Garrigan. Bartolo floats it over. Dodds right there for the dig for Algona. Now Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh, a powerful attack into the body of Eastman. Ball shoots into the net, and it's a Bulldog point, 12-3.
Well, we'll notice the smackdown by Limbaugh, but what a set by Van Otterloo. She was off balance, trying to get her body in position to make that set. What a beautiful set from across the court.
And this time Limbaugh's serve on a low trajectory into the net as she claps her hands in frustration, and it's 12-4 in favor of Algona.
Boy, both teams racking up some service errors in this third one.
Yeah, uncharacteristic as Hoagland, an accurate server, sends it middle to Dodds on the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo sets for Haynes. Haynes able to put this one down across the court, past the diving arms of Graceland Eastman, and it's 13-4. McLaughlin into that Bulldog lineup as Dunning is back to serve right now. Dunning sends a laterally spinning serve to Eastman in the Garrigan back row. She'll find Nielsen. The set is too close to the net, though, and Bartolo can't fish this out. The off-target set will give the Bulldogs the point, and it's 14-4. So 14-4 Algona right now as Garrigan has gotten down another double-digit deficit as they did in set number 2. Serve is arced over by Dunning. Eastman will find Nielsen. Here's Bartolo pushing it across the way. Right there's Haynes for Algona. Van Otterloo right back to Haynes. Haynes hits it towards the back row where it's popped up in the air by Berkey. Bumped over by Hoagland as she'll find Eastman. Down the line towards Dunning on the Bulldog side. Now it's a Haynes attack. Tipped by the block. A diving save by Eastman in the Garrigan back row. And Bartolo free balls it back to the Algona side. Limbaugh up front to Van Otterloo, looking for McLaughlin. McLaughlin hits it over, but it's dug by Hoagland for Bishop Garrigan. Eastman sends it back to the Bulldog side. Limbaugh to Van Otterloo to Haynes. Haynes attack, and that one's going to go down. The diving attempt by Berkey, but it's off her hands and out of bounds. 15-4 Algona.
Wow, Haynes has become that outside hitter here in this rotation. Limbaugh's in the back row in this rotation, so Haynes doing all the big, heavy power.
Dunning serves hard towards the back row as Eastman guides the ball up front to Nielsen. Now it's a Bartolo hit into the back row. Dug by Limbaugh. Van Otterloo short set to McLaughlin. Guides that one over and drops it into her fingertips. 16-4 Bulldogs.
Boy, McLaughlin, good vision there. She's one that likes to get up in the air and decide once she's up there what she's going to do with the ball.
A timeout asked for again by Bishop Garrigan as the Algona Bulldogs lead at 16-4 right now. And you're seeing some different weapons come into play for Algona, Beanie, as you mentioned. Limbaugh in this current rotation in the back row, but Haynes and McLaughlin perfectly doing their job in the front row right now, and that is really allowing the Bulldogs here to get into a good flow and get this 12-point lead.
Yes, I can already hear the Saturday morning coaches show if Coach Berkey's on. She's going to say, in set 3, we got to our offense, and that's exactly what they're doing here. They are making the passes to the setter. Van Otterloo's doing a really nice job getting those sets to the outside hitter, whether it's Haynes or Limbaugh, who regardless who's in that front row, the set is there and they're putting it away. Meanwhile, Garrigan's trying to get that offense going. Bartolo has a couple nice attacks, but they're a little bit out of sync trying to get their offense going. Coach Schnur calling some timeouts, making some subs, trying to find a rotation that can break the momentum of this Bulldog lineup.
As we resume, Algona junior Bella Jo Dunning will continue to serve as Bishop Garrigan brings Coalhouse into their lineup to try to get this point back and shake things up. As Dunning will deliver the serve to the Bishop Garrigan side, and it is off the hands of Eastman, who misjudged that ball. 17-4 with the Dunning ace. Eastman played that one a little bit too shallowly and quickly realized that that ball was going over her shoulder for a Bulldog point. 17-4 right now as Dunning will serve to the opposite side this time. Bartolo up front as the set is by Hoagland. Bartolo smacks that ball over the net, but it's returned by the Bulldogs. Hoagland sets again high in the air for Bartolo. Bartolo hammers down the line. A diving dig by Dunning, kept alive by Dodds, and Limbaugh plays the free ball back to the Bishop Garrigan side. Hoagland sets in the middle for Peterson. Peterson right-handed attack, tipped by the Bulldogs, kept alive by Dunning. McLaughlin to Haynes, guides it into the Garrigan back row. Hoagland setting for Bartolo from the left side, big attack, popped in the air by Dunning for Algona. Dodds bump sets over for Haynes. Haynes drops that ball to the Bishop Garrigan hardwood, that is, to make it 18-4 Bulldogs.
Well, that was a hard-earned point by the Bulldogs. I thought the Bears were going to get a point twice there because great attacks by Bartolo. She hammered him down the line, but somehow Bella Jo Dunning made these awkward saves, but got the job done for her team.
And now she delivers an ace, plants that ball about halfway through the Garrigan defense, right in the middle of that court, and it's 19-4 Algona. Second service ace by Dunning tonight.
Yeah, all credit to Dunning on this serve rotation.
Dunning, another low serve. Berkey has to dive out of the back row to get that one in the exact same spot, and Bartolo plays the free ball to Algona. Van Otterloo back sets for McLaughlin. McLaughlin can't hammer this one down as it's dug by Hoagland. Coalhouse gets it over to Bartolo, and a diving save by Dunning. The tap over on the second touch by Van Otterloo for Algona. Bartolo tries to return the ball, but it's popped up in the air in the back row by Limbaugh. McLaughlin will try to finish this point off. Eastman will send it into the net, and Bishop Garrigan can't return the ball. 20-4 Algona.
When McLaughlin is having a lot of fun out there, she really relishes those blocks and those quick sets. Fun to watch her get those.
Dunning, another serve towards the middle of the Bishop Garrigan defense to Berkey. Bartolo from the boundary with a hit over the net where it's dug out by Limbaugh. Now Haynes attacks the other way, but Haynes will hit this one out of bounds. Bishop Garrigan gets the point. It's 20-5, but damage done by the Bulldogs on that run.
Boy, this has just escalated so fast. 20-5 already. The Bears were down 10 earlier, and I thought they had a chance to get back in it. Boy, was I wrong.
The serve by Berkey's deflected sideways by Dodds over the nap. Now Limbaugh from the back row delivers it over to the Garrigan side on that third touch. Here's Bartolo from the left side. Her attack blocked the net by Algona, covered by Knapp. Now from the left side, Haynes. Haynes hits it off the hands of Eastman, deflects backwards. Berkey will try to get the ball to the center of the Garrigan court, but it lands in between a couple of players for a Bulldog point, 21-5. So 21-5 right now as the junior Taylor Van Otterloo will right-hand this one over the net. A twisting serve towards Berkey. Hoagland comes out to get the ball, finds Danker left side. Danker pushes it across, but that's going to be 2 touches against Danker, and it's 22-5 Algona.
Boy, both teams have been playing clean in that regard. Not a lot of lifts nor double hits tonight.
A line drive serve this time by Van Otterloo. First touch by Berkey. Hoagland will hit it out of bounds. And the Golden Bears will be happy to see set number 3 come to an end as they trail right now 23-5.
Yeah, boy, definitely out of sync. The initial pass goes up there, and no one wanted to take the second one.
Van Otterloo trying to slam on the gas pedal, finishes off as she delivers an ace. Berkey played it overhand, and it's off her hands. 24-5, set point for Algona.
Yeah, Berkey is ready to go into that next game. She's played fantastic all night. Incredible diving digs, but she's going to get a break. Peterson's going to come in here.
Peterson in the back row as Van Otterloo's serve just got over the net. A diving save by Bartolo, and the ball pushed across by Hoagland. Limbaugh to Van Otterloo to Haynes, and Haynes won't get this one over on the third touch as the Bulldogs are out of hits. Garrigan has a point, and it's 24-6.
Looks like Bartolo's going to go back to serve. Probably Bartolo likes to really go for it serves, and when you're down 24-6, you might as well go for a big one.
Bartolo will arc this one over. Limbaugh will pass up front to Van Otterloo. McLaughlin trying to finish off the set, but it's played by Bishop Garrigan, pushed across by Peterson. Nap up to Van Otterloo, and now here's Haynes. Floating it towards the back row. Peterson got turned sideways and plays it. Colehouse tries to hit it the other way, but it's blocked right back by Algona. It was Haynes and McLaughlin on the double block, and it's a 25-6 domination by Algona in set number 3. Bulldogs lead 2-1 right now. Garrigan will try to force a 5th set as we come back for the 4th after this on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
Some of the most significant power outages in recent years have been caused by extreme cold weather and severe storms. Whether it's snow, ice, or extreme wind, don't be caught in the dark. At Murphy Farm Services, our top-of-the-line Generac or Cummins generators will automatically power your home in the event of a power loss. Already have a standby generator? Call us today to get on our preventative maintenance list to ensure your machine is running at its maximum efficiency. Contact your local certified ag, electrical, and generator sales and service dealer. Murphy Farm Services, delivering the power you need when you need it.
We've got more sports club members bringing you this broadcast.
Camco Tires, they're all you need to know about tires and service.
PMC Advantage Insurance Services, insuring our neighbors for over 80 years.
Reeb's Wicked Good Bar and Grill. For wicked good food, drinks, and service, you gotta go to Reeb's.
Walker Chiropractic and Wellness, caring for Algona, Sway City, and the surrounding areas with chiropractic, nutritional, and physical therapy services.
Algona Pizza Ranch, there's so much to love.
West Bend Ford, meeting your service, new and used vehicle needs.
Trend Salon, your complete family hair salon. It's all about you.
All sponsors of this game broadcast.
As we come back for set number 4 from Algona High School, the Bulldogs lead 2-1 after winning 25-6 in the 3rd set. Beneath her Bishop Garrigan, it feels like you lost more than just one set by going down 25-6, but you've got to keep it in perspective. It's only a 1-set loss. You come back, get some momentum early in this one, and you can force the 5th set, but the Bulldogs will not make it easy to do that.
Yeah, it's hard to think that the Bears are still possibly could win this night if they could just get it back together to whatever they bottled up in that first set. I mean, after getting throttled 25-6, it's hard to remember that they did win the first set of the night, had all the momentum, very confident. And then, boy, after that first set, the Bulldogs just took control, especially with that last one. That set 3 was something the Bears want to forget as quickly as possible.
Well, Kate Limbaugh is getting fed tonight for Algona, unofficially based on the scoreboard. She has 22 kills so far in this one. It's been 5 kills so far tonight by Hayden McLaughlin for Algona, right now number 2 on their team. Kills a little more spread around for Garrigan.
Yeah.
We've seen Eastman and Bartolo start to get in on the act as Golden Bears will try to force a 5th set here if they can win in set number 4.
Yeah, in that last set, Reagan Haynes also came in and was very effective as a hitter for the Bulldogs as well. But the Bears have got to find a way to get Eastman back in. She played so well this past weekend. Coach Schnurr saying it's maybe the best she's ever played. They got to find her on that outside, get her some momentum.
So the serve will begin on the Algona side. The Bulldogs down to our right, the Golden Bears down to our left. Again, both teams are in pink here tonight, the pink out theme in this game. But, of course, if you're looking to see a difference, the Bulldogs have the white numbers. The Golden Bears have the black numbers if you're watching on the AHS Broadcasting YouTube channel. Gabby Van Tiger to serve right now for Algona, and she'll jump serve and get us underway in the 4th set. Berkey's pass goes up to Eastman, who will set for Danker. Danker pushes it across where it's played by Van Otterloo for Algona. A bump set by Knapp, an attack by Limbaugh, but the dig by Berkey on the Bishop Garrigan side. Nielsen to Eastman, Eastman from the left side. Eastman hammers this one down, and Bishop Garrigan gets the early 1-0 lead, which seems insignificant, but they started slow in each of the first 3 sets as they try to establish some early momentum.
Yes, and they got Eastman that first attack. She's a momentum player. Danker, another senior, back to serve. She's a good server.
Danker rockets this one over as Van Tiger pops it straight up in the air. Van Otterloo comes to get the ball and locates Limbaugh on the left side. Hits it over to Eastman on the Bishop Garrigan court. Nielsen back to Eastman. Eastman, a big attack, and she puts it into the hardwood. 2-0 Bishop Garrigan.
Right in the middle of that back row off the NCC logo.
Danker will look to continue the momentum here as the Bishop Garrigan senior loads up and fires, and that serve is out beyond the baseline for an error, and the Bulldogs get on the board here to make it 2-1. It'll be Knapp to serve. Dunning into that Bulldog front row as McLaughlin will take a seat on the pine. Knapp slowly rotating serve over to Berkey. Here's a short set by Nielsen. Deposited over the net by Eastman, but played by the Bulldogs. Here's Limbaugh attacking the other way. Limbaugh hits it hard again. Garrigan deflected it, but it goes out of bounds, and we are tied at 2 on Limbaugh's 23rd kill of the night.
That play started with Van Otterloo on the pass. Knapp becomes a setter for a second, still finds Limbaugh.
Low serve by Knapp. Eastman gets the dig. Ball's near the net, and Nielsen can't fish it out as that ball ripples into the cords. It's 3-2 in favor of Algona with 3 points in a row. Knapp angles herself to the near side of the court. One step inside the basketball baseline as she line drives it over. Off the hands of Berkey, deflects backwards. Eastman makes the second touch, but that ball will land over in the Garrigan student section down to our left as the Golden Bears cannot return that serve.
Well, 2 points for the Bears on attacks by Eastman, 4 for the Bulldogs. I think it's pretty obvious where the Bears got to go to offensively.
Eastman unofficially 8 kills so far tonight. A nice dig by Berkey off the Knapp serve as the ball's returned by Bartolo. Van Otterloo sets for Algona. Limbaugh fires, but the dig by Nielsen. The tap over the net by Hoagland somehow stayed out of the net as it's hit into the top of the tape by Dunning, and the Bulldogs can't return this ball. It is 4 hits on Algona, and it's 4-3. The Bulldog lead down to 1.
What a dig by Nielsen during that volley. Maybe one of the harder hit balls by Limbaugh tonight, and Rakai Nielsen got right underneath, popped it up.
Eastman end over end serve as Van Tiger takes 2 steps backwards to the plate. Now set to the right side by Dodds, and she'll find Limbaugh for the kill. Limbaugh just smoked that one through the tape of the net as it drops on the Garrigan side.
Dodds heads back to serve.
Dodds, line drive serve, that one squeaks through the back row for a service ace by Algona. It was the dive by Eastman, but she couldn't corral that ball, and it's 6-3 Bulldogs.
Dodds really punches that ball over. A smooth approach, just pops it and really smacks it.
Another line drive serve, this time played by Eastman. Nielsen gets the ball right back to Eastman, who arcs it over, but it lands out of bounds, and it's 7-3 Algona. And Dawes will look to continue to keep this foot on the gas pedal here for the Bulldogs. Serving right to left, another line drive right towards Eastman. Nielsen comes out to get the ball. She'll find Hoagland on the left side, who pushes it across. Dawes up front of Van Otterloo, bump setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh right hands it over. A nice dig by Eastman, who leans forward to get the ball as Nielsen goes right back to Eastman. Knapp digs it on the Bulldog side. Here's an attack by Limbaugh. Limbaugh some smoke on that one, and it's right on the baseline to make it 8-3 Algona.
Boy, just catching a little bit of red there. Got to appreciate those line judges volunteering every night here in the sports world. Some officials get paid, but not the line judges.
Yeah, you've got to keep your head on the swivel here if you're a line judge tonight with some of these hard-hitting attacks as Nielsen hits it over to the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo sets for Limbaugh. Limbaugh again. It was touched by Berkey, but she line drives it into the net, and Bartolo won't fish this one out as it's 9-3 Algona. Limbaugh is racking up the kills, again, unofficially, 26 so far tonight. The Dodds serve will trickle over the net where it's nicely played by Eastman. Peterson in the middle, she'll hit it, and Peterson will put it down. Drilled it off the block of Bella Jo Dunning, and that'll make it 9-4 in favor of Algona.
Van Tiger lays out, tries to keep her hitting the hardwood. But point goes to the Bears. Hoagland, the lefty, back to serve.
The southpaw will fire and knuckleball it over. Dug by Dodds, the set by Van Otterloo. Another high wire attack by Limbaugh, who flies in and punches that one through the defense to make it 10-4.
Yeah, no chance to get that one by anyone. You'd have to just be lucky to be in the right spot. She hit that right between the 2 back players for Garrigan, between Hoagland and Berkey. No chance.
Yeah, it is hard to return the ball when Limbaugh squares one up that well. As Limbaugh serves over the net, Eastman stumbles backwards. Berkey near the boundary. He's able to get this one back into play. Bartolo's third touch, though, goes into the net. And Algona's on top, 11-4. As Limbaugh will continue to serve. Limbaugh has not had an ace so far tonight. As she will line drive this one towards Eastman, who pops it up in the air. Nielsen right back to Eastman. Eastman hits it over. Collision in the back row between Dodds and Knapp, but the ball ends up in Limbaugh's hands as she'll get it to Dunning. Dunning pushes it across. A lunging save by Bartolo for Bishop Garrigan. Hoagland back to Bartolo, hits it over. Ball deflects off the net, and Dunning tried to punch it over the net as she spun 180, and she missed on that ball as Garrigan hits a point to make it 11-5.
All the Bulldogs are having a chuckle as Dunning tried. She knew the chances were slim, but she sacrificed that awkward movement and tried to save the play.
Yeah, that would have been an acrobatic play if it landed, as the service ace is delivered by Kate Berkey. Boy, well-placed serve that time. Totally open hardwood there in the far side of the court to make it 11-6.
Yeah, she found the back of the logo there. Limbaugh could not get there. Good spot by Kate.
Serves middle this time to Dodds. Got the pass to Van Otterloo, sets for Haynes. Haynes flies in for the attack. Dug out by Eastman for Bishop Garrigan. Bartolo floats it back across. Dodds right there. It's a back set by Van Otterloo. An attack cross court by Dunning. Dug by Nielsen, overpassed as Haynes tries to smack it down, but Danker forces the ball back over, and it's 11-7 as Danker gets the Bishop Garrigan point.
Some good battles at the net there. Dunning, Haynes, Danker, all these crosstown rivals meeting at the net.
Berkey from the middle. Serves over towards Limbaugh on the Bulldog side. Haynes bumps the ball back over to Limbaugh. Limbaugh line drive over the net. Ball is overpassed by Hoagland. Now it's Van Otterloo setting for Haynes. Haynes wipes it off the block. What a dig by Hoagland on the Garrigan side. And the ball returned to Algona. Van Otterloo to Dunning. Dunning aims towards the corner. Berkey has it covered for Bishop Garrigan. Tapped across by Bartolo. Dunning right there for Algona. The set by Van Otterloo. The attack by Dunning. And this one's going to stick. Garrigan could not cover the blockers that time, and it's 12-7 Bulldogs.
A lengthy volley goes to the Bulldogs. Boy, now it's 12-7. You got to feel if the Bears would have got that one and cut it to 11-8 within that 3 points, they would have really seized the momentum.
Yeah, that was a big momentum point as Dunning drops the serve in perfectly in front of the back row, 13-7.
And now just like that, you're down 6. It can turn so quick. Right in this midpoint of the game, I always think 4 points is the magic margin.
Third ace of the night by Dunning, who serves again, this time to Hoagland. Nielsen pops it over on second contact. Right there's Limbaugh for Algona. Now it's a McLaughlin attack, who hammers it home off the hands of Berkey. 14-7 Bulldogs.
There's McLaughlin again. She loves that quick set from the middle. Extra excited every time she's able to put one of those down.
You can almost see the smile on her face as she goes up to swing at that ball. She knows something good's about to happen as Dunning serves near side of the court, and Dunning will send this one out of bounds. 14-8 as the Bulldogs lead is at 6 right now.
Well, that could be the break that the Bears needed. Yeah, no matter what the sport, there's always something that certain athletes, just something they like about it.
Bartolo jump serves from the near side and overhead as Limbaugh digs for Algona. Van Otterloo to McLaughlin, who will push it across. Lunging to make the first touch is Berkey. Now it's Eastman trying for a huge attack, but put a little too much juice on that as it goes out of bounds. And it's 15-8 Algona.
Well, it feels like it took a long time to rotate Eastman back into the front row.
Van Otterloo serves near side to Bartolo this time. Nielsen sets it over to Eastman, who will push it across towards the back of the Bulldog defense. Knapp up to Van Otterloo. Here's Haynes flying in for a big attack. Ball's blocked and then covered by Eastman. Hoagland right back to Eastman, who hits it over to the Bulldog side. Knapp to Van Otterloo. Looks back to Knapp, who punches it over to Algona's half of the court. To Garrigan's half, that is, as Eastman pushes it back across. Limbaugh up to Van Otterloo. Now it's McLaughlin in the middle, and McLaughlin will flush this one for her 7th kill of the night. 16-8 Bulldogs, who are doubling up the Golden Bears here in set 4. It's a 2-1 lead right now for Algona. Garrigan took the first set tonight. Bulldogs have won the last 2. Served by Van Otterloo. The touch by Bartolo. It is Nielsen to Eastman. Eastman is able to put this one down. The kill to make it 16-9. So Golden Bears will get the serve back here. And it's Rakaya Nielsen right now, who had one error earlier tonight, but has served extremely well for Bishop Garrigan. She'll send a knuckleball over the net as Dodds plays it nicely for Algona, finds Van Otterloo, floated over by McLaughlin, sends the Golden Bear defense scrambling as Eastman pushes it towards the Bulldog back corner. Knapp to Van Otterloo to Haynes. Haynes, big attack. Ball is covered by Nielsen, who sends it right back to the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo back sets from McLaughlin. A cross-court attack. Again dug by Nielsen. Pushed over by Danker on the second touch. Van Otterloo setting. Haynes attacking for Algona. A dig in the back row by Bartolo. Nielsen over to Eastman. She and Danker converge and send the ball over to the Bulldog side. Van Otterloo will set it for McLaughlin. She'll tap it across. Ball trickles over. Punched right back over by McLaughlin. Garrigan tries to set for Eastman. Eastman hammers. Eastman puts it down. Garrigan played defense for a long time there, but finally got a big attack, and Eastman has her 9th kill of the night.
Boy, Eastman, after that one, she rejoices like just a big monkey off her back, like she's been waiting to get that kill. Cut the lead to 6.
And check that 10th kill of the night for Eastman. Nielsen serves over to Dodds. Van Otterloo now to Limbaugh. Limbaugh put a little smoke on that one, but it's dug out by Berkey. A left side attack by Eastman. Can't put it down though as Knapp has the dig for Algona. Van Otterloo to Haynes. Haynes got blocked and the point will be long to Bishop Garrigan. It was Hoagland and Danker on the double block that time.
Yeah, nice teamwork there by Hoagland and Danker. They're all smiles, high-fiving at the net. Nielsen serving excellently.
Margins at 5 right now. 16-11 Algona. Limbaugh to Van Otterloo. Now here comes Dodds on an attack. It's tipped by the Garrigan blockers. Pinballed around and kept alive as Danker pushes it back across. Knapp to Van Otterloo looking for McLaughlin, and McLaughlin sends a rifle over the net for the kill. 17-11 Algona.
Good movement on the Bulldog offense that time. Dodds hits from the left side, able to quickly move over to the right side. You know, Dodds is one of those players that she's not going to be the big flamethrower like Limbaugh, but she's always there getting it done.
Service played by Eastman in the front row. Nielsen pinballs it back to Eastman, and Eastman hits it off the hands of Limbaugh for a Bishop Garrigan kill. 11 by Eastman tonight, and it's 17-12 as Bishop Garrigan tries to stick around.
Well, they cut the lead to 5, and Danker's back to serve the senior with the fireballer. This is their chance here to try to get back in here.
Danker with the velocity on the serve. Van Tiger, good pass to Van Otterloo, who taps it over on second contact. Eastman for Garrigan, pushes it across. Knapp for Algona, finds Van Otterloo up front. Now here's Limbaugh flying in, and Limbaugh delivers a well-timed kill for Algona. Trying to come alive here late in this 4th set, and it's 18-12 Bulldogs.
Where that ball was moving so fast, I couldn't tell if it nicked off the net or if one of the Bears got a tip on that. Jenna Peterson might have got a finger on that.
A knuckleball served by Knapp. Berkey got a great pass to Nielsen. Here's Eastman on the hammer, dug by Van Otterloo for Algona. Knapp gets it over to Dodds, who hits it into the Garrigan back row. Eastman on the attack. Eastman tried to do a little too much there. She rifles it out of bounds, and it's 19-12 in favor of Algona. Knapp right hands it over the net. Eastman digs the serve. Nielsen setting for Hoagland, left-handed attack, and she sticks that one on the Bulldog side. They tried to block it, but it stays right there, and it's 19-13. So 6-point margin. 19-13 Algona. Bulldogs win this set, and they win it in 4. Garrigan wins this set, and they force a 5th set. Nielsen serves it over to Knapp at pinball sideways over to Van Otterloo, and a free ball played across by Dunning for Algona. Garrigan in a little bit of a scramble drill here as Peterson free balls it right back to the Algona side. Here's Van Otterloo setting for Limbaugh. Limbaugh, big attack. Nielsen got it back over on that touch as the ball rocketed off her hands. Limbaugh tries again. A big cross-court attack, and she kept it right inside the boundary. 20-13. Boy, Limbaugh got 2 attacks in quick succession there. You fend off one, and you feel like it's a win, but the ball goes right back to Limbaugh, and it is tough to defend that twice in a row. Dodds, a serve towards the back row, popped up in the air by Eastman. Nielsen right back to Eastman. Eastman hits it over where it's deflected by Algona. Here's Limbaugh flying in for another attack, and Limbaugh smokes that one right through. 21-13, her 30th kill of the night.
Well, she's got to get all that praise there, but boy, she's got to be getting a steak dinner for Knapp and Van Otterloo, because every time Knapp gives it to Van Otterloo on a good pass, Limbaugh gets those kills.
Bishop Garrigan sends a free ball to the Algona side. Here's Van Otterloo setting on the backside for Dunning. Dunning hits it towards the Garrigan back row. Eastman right there. Nielsen stays out of the net on the second touch, and it's sent over by Peterson on that 3rd tap. Van Otterloo sets for Limbaugh, and Limbaugh punishes that volleyball for another kill. 22-13, a set by Van Otterloo and the kill by Limbaugh with now 31 on the night.
Yeah, Knapp and Van Otterloo are all smiles being a part of that.
Dodds serve trickles over the net, tapped by Peterson, and then Eastman able to get it back over. A set in the middle for Dunning. Dunning's attack is a little bit long and out of bounds. The momentum is broken for now, 22-14, but the Bulldogs just 3 points away in this 4th set. And a lot now on the shoulders of Alyssa Hoagland. who has 23 aces on the season, guides the ball over, played near the boundary by Dodds, and tapped over by Limbaugh, and it drops in. A soft touch that time as Limbaugh has taken over, and it's 23-14. Limbaugh will now serve, try to put the finishing touches on a crosstown win. Garrigan will try for a miraculous rally here as Haynes in the front row for the Bulldogs right now. Served by Limbaugh across the way. Eastman hits it straight up towards the ceiling. Nielsen over to Bartolo, who floats it across. Lunging dig by Dodds for Algona. Van Otterloo to Limbaugh. Limbaugh got a little too much on that ball as it shoots out of bounds. 23-15 as the margin is 8. Berkey serves for Algona. Danker rotates in for Bishop Garrigan. Berkey to serve here for the Golden Bears, sending it left to right. Serves near side of the court. Nap to the dig. Good pass to Van Otterloo. Set for Haynes. Haynes threw a little changeup over the net and got the kill. Bears went for the block that time, that is, and Haynes took a little off that one to get the point and make it 24-15.
Yeah, great eyes by Haynes. He saw that open spot on the floor, went for it.
Dunning with set point and match point for Algona. Hoagland to Nielsen. Here is Danker. Danker attack. Dug by Dunning. Ball's into the net, though, and it's a Bishop Garrigan point to stay alive at 24-16. Now it is Emmy Bartolo to serve. Algona in front 2-1. They still have set point and match point. As Bartolo arcs this one over, it's long and it's out of bounds. Service out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will win the Crosstown Showdown tonight. Bishop Garrigan wins set 1, 25-20. After that, 3 in a row for Algona, though. 25-16, 25-6, and 25-16. We'll step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with final thoughts on KLGZ Home Country Radio.
High school sports on Hometown Home Country Radio, brought to you by these sports club members.
American Glass. For all your glass needs, think American.
Central Financial Group, where you belong.
Down to Earth Tree Service, your local Algona tree service.
Ed Service Station, service you can trust.
Farm Bureau Financial.